welcome back to Sheena's Homestead. If you're new here, I'm Sheena and this is my homestead. Today is a really special day for us. We are having our Valentine's party. So in just a couple of short hours, we will have 27 children here. They are all our friends from our old school. We still invite them back for our fall, Christmas, and our Valentine's Day party. So it is going to be a really fun day. The kids are really looking forward to it. And I've got some really fun and yummy treats for the kids all set up. So I'm gonna show you how I quickly put together a little party for all of these kids. If you've watched my other episodes, you know that we love throwing parties around here, but that is hard to do in today's economy. Everything costs so much more than it did just a couple of years ago, and so we have to make up for that somehow and be really creative. So I like to throw these parties and I like to do it on a budget. If you've seen my biggest viral episode, it is throwing a party on a budget, and I made tons of fancy little sandwiches that everybody just absolutely adored, and they are low cost. So last night I went to Aldi and I grabbed some Hawaiian sweet rolls. These are exactly what you need to get started. So if you want to see the full tutorial on how to do that, I will link that episode below. But for now, you can watch me put together just a couple as I get ready for this party. Here we have two different kinds of lunch meat. I have turkey and then I have ham. So just make sure that your hands are washed and clean before you start making these sandwiches. But for me, the best option is to take each one and individually pull it apart. And then I make two slits across the top of the bread. Make sure not to go too deep. Otherwise, once your lunch meat gets in there, it will be too heavy and pull the sandwich apart, especially when someone goes to pick it up. And I always make sure that I cut the lunch meat in half. That's because there's not too much room inside of these sandwiches. So I cut one piece in half and then I put one on each side here. And then my best tip for throwing a great party is, the love is in the details, literally. So I am taking this cookie cutter and I am using it to cut 2 hearts out of each piece of cheese for our sandwich. And don't worry, the cheese never goes to waste in this family. My son will gobble all of this up happily. So he will have a nice treat and our sandwiches will look absolutely beautiful. I had so many moms come up to me during the party to say, "Oh my gosh, all the little details are so wonderful and it must have taken you so much time." And the truth is, it didn't take me that much time. To take out a knife and to cut the cheese into 4s like I usually do would be just about the same amount of time as taking the cookie cutter and making a heart out of it. So like I said, love is in the details and they do matter, and it makes people feel really special when they think that you've taken so much time to make something for them and to make it nice and beautiful. And you know what? That's what this season is all about. So now I'm just going to speed things up now that you've seen me make the initial few sandwiches. Like I said, if you would like to see the whole tutorial on how to make these, I will link below my viral episode on how to throw a party on a budget and using these cute little sandwiches. So check that out if you haven't. So as you can see, this did not take me that much time, and we are definitely under budget on this project. I made 36 sandwiches and it cost me less than $20 for all of this food. Not too bad. So I have my little helper here. She's helping me get ready for the party. She is taking the labels off of our water bottles here for our guests. I think they just look so much nicer when they don't have anything on them, and then it's easy for them to write with a permanent marker their name so they know exactly which one is theirs. So it's just something we always do. We take the labels off of our water. So she's working on that. I just finished our second tray of sandwiches. So we have some turkey here, and then we have some ham here, and I think it turned out perfectly. And then last night I made these funfetti buttercream frosting cupcakes, and they turned out absolutely perfect. The confetti topping that I used was from Trader Joe's, so it's dye-free, and we absolutely love that. So now what I'm gonna do is add little conversation hearts to the top of each cupcake. I think it'd be super cute to be able to pick whichever one suits you best. So we're gonna do that now. So I'm not gonna lie, these were a little disappointing. The hearts were called conversation hearts, just like we used to have as a kid. And the wording on the front was, you really couldn't even read it. It was so messy. And I guess, I don't know, the package said that they were the original brand. So I guess I was just hoping for a little bit better of a product, but unfortunately they were very hard to read. They still were super cute though, and there were a couple of them that were a little bit less messy than the others, so I tried to pick those hearts to put on top, and I didn't put one on every single one. I just decided to kind of fish out the better ones and put those ones on the top. So I think it worked out perfectly, and it's just a cute little touch, and definitely a vintage Valentine's Day touch. We bought some pomegranate plum juice at Aldi along with some organic apple. So we're gonna mix the two, and we're hoping that they turn out a little bit on the pinky red side for Valentine's Day. Originally I was gonna get pink lemonade, but they didn't have any, and so we're just making our own little treat. So we always mix our juice 50-50 ratio with water. I don't ever let my kids have pure sugar for their drink, and juice is really not good for them. It's hard on the liver and the kidneys. If you look that up, you will find that that's true. So whenever we have juice, even at a party, I usually take it and fill the container that I just used to pour the juice out all the way up with water, and then I have a 50-50 ratio, and it definitely makes the juice last longer too, especially when we have 27 little kids coming, and nobody needs that amount of sugar liquid quick to the system. So this tends to work out great for us, and it's also a money-saving tip, and I promise not many people are going to even recognize that that's something that you did. And believe me, parents will thank you as well. All right, now we're gonna move on to our fruit salad. So a very inexpensive way to get a lot of fruit volume in your fruit salad is to buy pineapples. These were only $1.99 at Aldi, so I've got 3 of them. And that is going to fill up a very large amount of our bowl. And then of course, the other trick is always cut them up yourself. If you pay for them to cut them up, you'll pay triple. So we got these for $1.99. I'll show you real quick. It's so easy to cut a pineapple. So we're gonna cut the bottom off. And we're gonna cut the top off. You do have to make sure you have a pretty good knife But other than that, it's easy peasy. And then you have a nice flat surface to work with. And then you basically just shave that hard part, the rind, right off. You may have to make sure you go deep enough to get through. Just like that, little by little. And you can see this is not taking me very long. Sometimes we pay for convenience, and other times it's just not worth the money. When it comes to a pineapple, cut them yourself. And we're just gonna fill that up with some yummy fruit. And now I have one special little trick for you. So if you have a wider piece just like this, I'm gonna trim it down just a little bit. Make a nice wide flat surface area for myself. And then remember that heart-shaped cookie cutter I had? I am going to push through and just make heart-shaped pieces of pineapple. It is such an easy way to add so much detail and love to your party. So, and you can do this anytime. You can do this for a birthday. It doesn't have to be Valentine's. And as it turns out, I don't think we're gonna need this third one. So I'm gonna save that for us for later. And then Liliana washed my blackberries for me, so I'm just gonna add these to the top. Yeah, do you wanna help add? I want them to be kind of spread out. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna do is take our little pineapple hearts and put them all over the top. And there we have it, a quick and easy fruit salad that didn't take too much money or too much time. Next up is our homemade popcorn. It is a very budget-friendly thing to provide at any party, and it's definitely a fan favorite. The truth is, there aren't a lot of people in this world that don't like popcorn. It's one of those things. And lucky for us, it's a pretty inexpensive thing to make. I think the most important part would probably be whatever butter that you pour on top of it. But regardless, it's one of those things that is just a really, really good way to fill some bellies, right? So I always have popcorn, but I have popcorn even for parties that adults come to as well, because it's, like I said, a fan favorite. And I was showing you this earlier. This is a trick-or-treat popcorn. It is caramel corn, and we got this on clearance after Halloween. Now, I know it seems like, okay, but now that's old. So the expiration date on the back is still 7 months away from right now. So that this by no means is, this isn't old at this point. So we are going to take this caramel corn and sprinkle it into our regular popcorn just to fancy it up a little bit. And then I'll probably add it to some of the other things that are maybe like a little dish, something lower that little kids can get to more easily than this big bowl. But that's a tip for you. So always be on the lookout for things that are seasonal, that might have a pumpkin or say trick or treat on them, but they don't go bad for a long time. Buy those things at clearance and hold on to them, because that's a money saving tip and a way to add a little something extra to your party that looks like it costs a lot more, but really doesn't. So now I have some beautiful little baked goods that we got at Aldi and also Trader Joe's, and I don't end up using all of them, but I am going to show you how I display them here on this 3-tiered tray. So for this next part, I spent the most money on these items. I've got some little chocolate chip muffins from Aldi, some chocolate donuts, some powdered donuts, and some peanut butter cups and things like that. So some of this stuff is from Trader Joe's and some of it is from Aldi. Before I told you, when you get your pineapple and cut it yourself because you save the most money on that, and cutting up that pineapple is super easy. Now, if we were to bake all of these things individually, it would have taken a lot of time. So this is where you spend your money to expedite your time in your party prep. So I would rather spend a couple extra dollars, and this stuff wasn't that expensive anyway, but I'd rather spend the money on things like this that are more bang for my buck than spending double on the pineapple and things like that. So this is how I party plan, and this is how I make a big impact with my parties on very little money. So I'm going to show you how I put all these things together on this 3-tiered tray, and we're going to make it look so elegant and decadent. You are going to want to take a bite the instant you see it. I'm starting here with these little white powdered donuts, and what I'm trying to do is just make 3 different areas for them to go on, and just spacing them out on the tray so that visually from one angle you see them and then from the other angle you don't. That way when you're looking at it, it doesn't look overpowered with the white powdered donuts. It's just very visually appealing to stack things this way, especially when you have a tray that has 3 levels. So I'm just kind of trying to do this in thirds, and then filling in the extra parts on the bottom. I think that I can do 50-50 down there since it's such a large surface area, and I think it'll look really nice. So now I am starting with the chocolate glazed donuts and kind of applying the same strategy here, just kind of going the opposite direction of the white ones and trying to fill in as much space as I can to make it look abundant and delicious and beautiful. I found these chocolate chip muffins and I thought they were really cute and kind of add the element of both vanilla and chocolate to the platter. So I think they're a great middle ground. So I'm just filling in the little spaces with these as well. And these ended up being a huge hit at the party. I kind of wish that I had gotten a couple more, but next time that is definitely something I'll buy 2 packages of instead. And now I'm working with these Trader Joe cookies. They are adorable and definitely eye-catching. They add the perfect Valentine detail to this tray that could at this point be for any occasion. So we're gonna mix in some of these heart cookies with the little sprinkles on top and just kind of place them all over so that it's just very visually pleasing to the eye. Next up are my chocolate peanut butter cups that we got from Trader Joe's. I am very lucky. Of the 27 kids that are coming to this party, no one has any allergies at all. So that gives me free reign on desserts and things like this. So I splurged a little bit. This item was the most expensive individual item that I purchased through the entire party and the entire trip. I believe these were either $5.99 or $6.99. The price has definitely gone up at Trader Joe's. And I didn't even use all of them, so we have more for another party later on. But they add just like a great different texture and a different look. And now I'm working with these white chocolate covered pretzels. My second daughter loves these the most. And then, of course, we have the milk chocolate pretzels as well. So as you can see, when you're creating something like this, the most appealing thing to the eye is the look of abundance. So if you don't have a lot of treats, my best suggestion to you would be to choose something to put them on that is a lot smaller, because again, abundance is key. So as you can see, I had a ton of desserts, and this tray isn't small by any means, but I could have spread it out to 2 different trays. I actually had enough in the end to be able to do something like that. But as you can see, this made it look really full, super abundant, and it's just the best way to go. Everybody always loves things like this, and the kids definitely flocked to this 3-tiered tray more than anything else at the party. All right, so there we have it, and you can see I have so much left over. I actually ended up not even using these on here. It just didn't fit right. So, you know, you got to go with your artistic gut. And I think I'm just going to put some of these in a dish, but we mostly went for a dark chocolate light chocolate theme, and I think it turned out pretty good. I'm just going to add a couple little things here and there. We've got these beautiful heart cookies, and I think that's the perfect Valentine's touch to all of this. And it adds just that little pop of pink and completes the whole look. This whole thing cost about $20. Each of the pre-baked things were $3 at Aldi. I think my most expensive item would be these peanut butter cups. I think these were $6 at Trader Joe's, but I have so many left over that I can use these for another party. In fact, if I had another tray, I probably have enough to create another one of these minus just the donuts. But I could have spread them out more evenly between 2 trays and just used up all the rest of the stuff. So you can see how we can take something and stretch it really far so that it's really impressive to your guests, but doesn't hurt the bank account. That's exactly what we're going for today, and I hope you enjoyed watching me make this one. This is the part where I just fill in and make everything look really abundant. So anything that I already have left over, I just put little dishes out and fill in. So I have this little heart dish that I've used year after year, and I just put the rest of the conversation hearts right in there for kids to dig into. This is another heart dish, and I just put the rest of the pretzel bag right in here. So yes, we have some pretzels there, and we have some here. It was 1 bag of pretzels, but I split it, and now it looks like we have more things out on the table here. And this is a simple bag of marshmallows. These cost like $1 something at Whole Foods. We like the ones without the preservatives. So I'm just going to open that up, and I'm going to fill up this mug with marshmallows. So I think it'll be super cute, and of course the little hands will be digging into that. But I think it's just cute, and it's a creative way to display and be able to give your party guests a little something more. It's all about the details when it comes to a party. It's not about how much you spend, and if you're really careful and you spend in the right areas, you can make something look really, really amazing. And I think that's what takes parties to the next level. So if that's what you're looking for, I hope you found some valuable information in this video. If you did, please spam me with some hearts down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I come out with a video every single week, and during the summer and fall, I come out with 2 videos a week. So we're gonna get into our gardening season soon. We just have a ton of fun together, so I'd love to have you along for the ride. Oh, to sum up, I'm going to take you around and show you all the little details of the party. This portion is just the food, but we have some other fun things planned for the kids as well. We have a craft where they can create their own Valentine bag. So we've got some stickers and fun things to do with that. And so let me show you around. I'll show you some of the decorations I have for our Valentine's party and all the fun things we're going to be doing with it. This year I decided to buy paper bags for everybody to put their treats in. I didn't want any of the moms to have to remember to bring a box with like I did last year. So I splurged and got some of these bags that the kids can decorate. I think they'll have a great time doing that. Thank you, friends, for following along with me today while we put all of this food together for our friends and family. They should be here any minute. And as you could see, it didn't take me that long to put this all together. I didn't even break a sweat. We had a great time and it was all easy. And as long as you plan ahead, everything goes so smoothly and you stay under budget, which is the most important part, right? So I hope you learned a couple things along the way, and thank you so much for coming along with me today. If you don't mind, like, comment, and subscribe. I have a lot more videos on party planning. I hope to see you around on the next one too. Have a great week, friends, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.